of it over the course of the split. We'll see if he's able to channel up that performance again. The Akali, a debut pick here for Gory in the PCS. Have not seen it from him since the spring split of the LPL with Fun Plus Phoenix. And, well, we'll see if he is going to have some better luck on it. As we are on the Rift for the final time tonight, this series, it has gone the distance. Nightstar, what else can we say? Let's play some darn League of Legends.
Setting up for a damn banger of a weekend, right? This is of course Friday.
Right?
We've got 2 more best of 5s to follow in the next 2 days. Invade coming in from CFO. They want to get early knowledge of where Gory is going to start. That's really important because I feel like this composition from CFO, they are pivoting in a certain direction because it does look like it won't be about mid lane. It will be about top lane. Get rest, some extra gold, funnel him in. Maybe they find a dive onto Hanabi before he gets super tanky. And then you start leveraging that 1-3-1 power.
This is exactly what we talked about all the way back in the pre-match discussion. A win condition for CFO. Look to put rest ahead because he's an aggressive player. He's a snowball player. It plays to CFO strengths to try and hard stomp lane. And Hanabi, up until this series, had been facing some struggles. I think he's silenced some of those questions. He's put to bed some of those doubts, but he is undoubtedly in a weak side matchup where he has been historically for a lot of his career. Nonetheless, rest, he picked the Renekton, knowing this would probably be the matchup. We'll see what he can do with it.
And he did bring it out, I believe, in game 2. That was also game loss. So, you know, things considered.
Not into the Sejuani, though. I think that was a Aatrox matchup, if I recall correctly.
Not exactly the best success with it because he did also play it in Frank Esports, and while he had a good time in the lane phase, it eventually did get outscaled by the Camille, and Frank Esports were able to win out that game. Koala clearing out the ward, allowing for a possible gank coming in from Gemini as he is in that bottom half of the map, and that might also indicate for PSG that he's around.
And all the excitement, we hadn't even talked about the Amumu setup, but there's the bandage toss as they get Kaiwing locked up, and Gemini with those double buffs starts off, forces the flash. They're going to go for this one. First blood to Zeri. That couldn't have gone better for CFO. They burn a lot of sums to secure it, but that they do.
And look at the amount of sticking power coming in from CFO.
Yeah.
The bandage toss lands straight into the stun from Gemini, straight into the next bandage toss. And I gotta say, Kaiwing did play it pretty much perfectly. He stood...
Not good enough, apparently.
Yeah, he stood in a way that Unify could still auto wave and get what he needed while being that sort of bodyguard to make sure if Gemini did come, he wouldn't be able to engage onto the Sivert. Unfortunately, not good enough. Too much CC. He goes down early on, and this is a very early first blood into Zeri.
Yeah, Viego Gemini hits different. I mean, worth keeping in mind, this is his far and away most played champion over the course of the regular split, and he's pretty darn good at it. And even though Viego fell a little out of favor, he's still a champion that when you can get those resets, you can go huge. Gory taking a lot of damage and punishment in this laning phase as, oh man, the threaded volleys are just stinging even on the worked ground, and Gory is just not able to close this gap. He's going to get shoved under turret. At least he's keeping pace on the farm, and those shuriken are helping him do a fair bit of work, that 5-point strike. But CFO, it's looking like they've got a lot more tempo to them this time. They're winning out the top side. They're winning out the bot side. Mid's getting shoved in. And we know what happens when CFO have 3 winning lanes, Nightstar.
Yeah, it's an uphill climb. However, still
it is
a better laning items, I would say, for PSG down in that bot lane. Having the pickaxe onto Unified versus the attack speed boots. Yes, it's going to allow Shun to be much more mobile, but his trade power maybe not as good. because of the extra damage already coming in from Unified, and he will also be able to clear waves a lot easier too.
Looking to try and freeze this one just a little bit, start to stack that wave up. I think the boot buy tells me that Gemini's probably coming down bot again. Pretty easy to say with the flash still burned on Kai Wing.
And of course, both these junglers will be Divine Sunder users, so they both have themselves the Sheen rest. It might be a
Cloud.
It's actually a Cloud started off. Does mean with such an early Cloud, this is massive for CFO. And when we've seen PSG look for the first dragon, it's been very, very late. This is a much different look. CFO, once more, hitting up the Drakes when they have the opportunity very, very early. And that changes the pace of the game, too, because you don't have the luxury to take your time to fish for the best fight. You can't just take that 90-10.
No. Got to be able to take more chances, otherwise you are going to be dropping in this one. CFO looking good to kick things off. Already have themselves a sizable gold lead at 6.5 minutes, plus the dragon. And we will get a Ocean coming up next. Which means we probably have some combat stats in the Soul once more. Not to see. I think we still are on 0 Hextechs this game. I need to go back to double check it, but I believe that's the case in PSG. They are going to be set a little behind from the get-go. You're right, the pickaxe does mean better trading stats, but Shun and Koala are really right back to game 1 form, which is bullying this Unified Kaiwing lane out and a level advantage for the AD carry. Hard to keep a Sivir from farming, admittedly, but Gemini is around the bot side if he wants to go in for another gank, and he just dinged 6. So after that back, he will have the Heartbreaker available to him.
Russ actually sort of hovering in that top river. Like that, just try and clear out vision, open things up for Mission to possibly pull out a roam. And look at the amount of clearing they are doing, throwing down that additional ward, spawning out where Bury is. They're being a lot more active in trying to track Bury in this game. Slow him down,
Not letting him get in for the ganks.
And once more,
this is actually
Gemini
pretty good.
Hitting level 6.
He finds Gory as well on another seismic shove, and I think you can see the difference in the levels. Keeping Bury from catching up to Gemini has been a win condition for this team earlier in the series. They try it again. So far, so good. Blue buff going to be given over to Mission as well, who's playing very, very well on this Talia. I think it's kind of night and day with this performance. It also allows him to play a little bit safer because he can play further back, just get the poke on. Gory could try for an all-in, but the jury is still out on this Akali and how good it's going to work. Here's Bury,
though, about to face check.
Face checks. He does not have Curse
Not
Sad Mummy, so that's
where
the
he wants to
knock-up. And he moves in for Shun, actually zones him off of his own red. And that's going to be enough to actually open up the takeaway while Gemini is not even around. He's soloing out on Herald.
Yeah, it's like exchange of pressure, right? Knowing that, hey, we don't have to play around Dragon here. We're going to try and secure our own red buff. If we get it, that's great because we deny it away from the enemy jungler. But the big thing here is just PSG trying to answer back for the play top side. Now Bury actually in the mid lane. This could be a 2v2.
Has no Cyclone, though. That's the charge. I think he was just bluffing, and he will stop the push from Gemini and Mission. In the end, as they just meet each other there around that mid lane river rush. 9 minutes on the game clock. It's a lot of plates, and gold advantage extends. It's growing at this point. About 2,500 in CFO's favor, not to mention the Drake.
It's only 9 minutes into the game. You can't be slapping them down. This
is a CFO. This is a CFO gold lead. This is what they do. They also got first blood on the Zeri. You're ticking all the boxes right here for CTBC Flying Oyster.
Man, this is unreal start for a side of CFO. Living up to their bank sponsor, right? Just raking in the money. And
yeah, I guess that is a reason to stack as much gold as possible, right? It's all an investment for later.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof, Luden's complete.
Luden's complete. Big power spike. Although he doesn't have the extra movement speed, right? So there could be opportunity for Gordy to try and force a pick. And Hanabi understands there could be a jungler up top side. He has to just go ahead, back off.
Yeah. He's familiar with the weak side play. I mean, this is not going to be the rest snowball game. I think this is going to be rest on tank duty the rest of the game. But that's fine. They started to accelerate Shun a little bit. Gemini is also a damage dealer. They really don't actually need rest to be anything but a stat stick as the game goes on.
A lot of hovering here. Just hoping Gory opts for the all-in and just be there to counter. And it's still, you know, the exchange of sides. PSG, they are hovering bot half of the map. For CFO, they are very happy to give up this Ocean Dragon if they need to. I wonder if it's going to be Mountain Soul again. I think we've had
that
two
is a
Souls.
sub 11 minutes Divine Sunder, or if you are Mad Magical, you cast a friend Sundere. As they look for the play,
this is a big pick.
Walla, they find Bury in here, able to take
That's
him down.
the reset.
Skywing's left in no man's land.
This isn't a
we'll see if they
fight
can do it
anymore.
more because Shun just comes out of nowhere, and all of a
That's
sudden,
one.
CFO come alive, looking for more
Shun.
Shun over the wall. Body
Wait.
blocked by Skywing, but he's able to find the damage on that burst fire even further, nearly gets the kill. And they're going to get themselves another dragon, this time earned. But they do lose mission in the process. A 1-for-1 trade on kills, but tempo advantage, CFO.
They were a little bit cautious on just starting it up, and actually they will reset the situation. I think part of that came from the fact that Sejuani did show in that mid lane for a brief moment, and perhaps a little bit concerned there. They go for resets. See the replay. I thought this would just be CFO running away with it, getting the early pick
Looked like it,
onto
didn't it?
Bury. But great play from Gory. And Kaiwing landing the hook right afterwards means that they actually get mission down into lethal. And Shun, I mean, if it pays off, that would have been for sure the dragon. And here it will still be them securing their second dragon and putting that dragon stacking to work here, as it will be Fire Drake to close out this series. What an explosive way to end.
Absolutely, that's what I was going to say. It couldn't have happened any other way, and it should come down to it. CFO, we look to stack even more damage in this one. 12 minutes and 45 seconds on the game clock. That gold lead, 3,000. 2 dragon advantage. PSG are getting hit with a wallet early.
But I would also say they rolled perhaps the best Drake for them.
Yeah, they did.
Shun in
Find
trouble.
Kaiwing. Shun's isolated here. They're going to get the chase
Blue
on.
speed,
That's on the
Diego's
hunt.
on the
Fox.
way.
Shun would love to get the outplay on this one. It wouldn't be easy, though, as he gets knocked up. Nowhere for him to go. Rooted down as he tries to buy a little time in that blast cone. And he's going down here.
Here's a
Koala,
reinforcement.
mission, looking for the
wall.
dive. Weaver's wall comes through. They will be able to separate. No! The wall, it's not long enough! They get around the side. They still take Kaiwing anyways. A 1-for-1 trade, but better for PSG as they move into mid to look for plate damage at the last second.
Will be able to get one, maybe even a second, because they do have the Wukong. Does pretty good tower damage, and yeah, that
they're not
is
contested. I
going to
think
be
they
a
get a
third
third.
plate. The third one might be over forcing their hands.
Yeah, they will.
Wall
Okay,
is
very
here
close.
now, and it does get answered back in the bottom lane, and this time it's also solo plate gold for mission. So even it out essentially on the gold when it comes to these mid laners. And it was a good play coming in from PSG. CFO do answer. And CFO still out to a 3,000 gold lead at 14 minutes. Plates just falling off. This is still a very nuts early game from CFO. We see a Black Cleaver already completed by Rest.
Oh boy.
And also has that call about to tick over too.
Yeah, is definitely living up to the bank sponsor for sure. Unified will be able to shred through some waves as well, but meanwhile, CFO, they're moving back up with 2 members, Gemini and Mission, on to this Herald. Completely contested, and you can see the lead that they've opened up for themselves allows so much map control. It's the
Mission's
comfort zone,
inventory.
the pocket for CFO. Yeah, Mission's got a bargain bucket right now, but he's also got the Ludens. So he's going to be able to stack it up. Unified will be able to take down the tower. This is going to be first brick, and that does give PSG some relief. But Unified is going to need to work real hard to stack it up. That Sivir, pizza delivery, looking to stack the tips to try and make up for the gold difference.
Yeah, he's going to have to put in a lot of work in these team fights because Mission should be on Shadow Flame very, very shortly, farming up a lot of gold I would expect from this first strike. Playing into a melee matchup allows you to really put the hurt. And you can see there, like, he's almost like
first strike.
2 completed items. Gory's also going to get his rotation slowed down.
Yeah, just the Spectral Maw, sniffing for it, didn't want to go for the commitment. Gory has done pretty well so far in this Akali. He's made up in that fight, managing to find the kill and get out alive. That gold definitely helped him get to that rocket belt as well.
Oh
Still,
my god, that is
what
disgusting. Yeah, it is absolutely filthy what's happening in this mid lane. Yes, the CS deficit isn't there, but the item completion's already on a completed 2 items. Yes, he doesn't have the sword boots, but he does have the magical boots, which is more than enough movement speed right now to help compensate. Give you some of that outplay potential, especially when you play around the walls, the extra movement speed from your passive. Rift Herald going down mid. They carve out mid lane priority, which opens up the opportunity to make their way over to this 3rd dragon. But looks like we can have a fight. Second charge does go through.
Yeah, PSG can't finish it off in time. Fight would be what CFO want right now on their terms. 30 seconds until the dragon spawn. PSG starting to group. This is not their comfort zone. This series, they've looked for the flanks, they've looked for the angles, but they're the ones potentially getting flanked right now. While on one side, Renekton on the other, and the Ice Bullet doesn't go where Hanabi wanted it to. They can't find a pick.
Mission still has the wall available. He could just section them off of the dragon. This is a very good dragon roll for the side of PSG because the extra open space will make it harder. But
they find Hanabi.
Possible pick.
He's still pretty tanky, but they just on top of him right now. There's no answer. Meanwhile, Gory's backline trying to find the play on the Mission, but he can't quite get it because Gemini's right there at his back. The defense is there. Shun turns onto him as he dashes over. Now Rest, the big croc, is looking to rock, and that's going to be PSG isolated. Unified's down. Bury and Gory caught in the pit right now with nowhere to go. Gory's forced to flash away. The knockup from Bury, but he will be shredded down as 2 kills are picked up by the Renekton, and the Dragon is going over. Meanwhile, to stop the heartbreak, Gemini would love to reset this one, but Gory goes in for the perfect execution, finds a kill back for himself. Suddenly things aren't so certain, but I think it might be the consolation prize, Nightstar, as the chase still is continuing. He dashes over to the Krugs.
He should eventually fall, but okay.
What's happening to the pit right here? Gory, he's still up on this one. Okay, it's done. It's done. It's done. But Gory, he's on the hunt. He sees the health bars. He knows he's only going out one way. Shuriken flip. He's out for now. My goodness, what a turn of events.
And it looks like he should just be gone. Extra space to work with. Will eventually get back to his team. And for the side of CFO, they don't commit to the chase as well. Smart of them.
But the Dragon, Nightstar.
Yeah.
The Dragon goes to CFO. It's Soul Point. It's not even 19 minutes.
Yes, if this was a slower game, PSG would still be okay. But the issue is this 3rd dragon comes so quickly that now they don't have the item pacing to keep up with the side of CFO. Really nicely done from Mission to not be greedy with the flash. Shun as well, right? We've seen these very mechanical players hold on to the flash much longer than they should. And then the wall timing coming in from Mission on this Leah pick forces out the pick onto Unified because once more PSG have sort of left their AD carry out to dry because this is more of a flank approach with the Akali, with the set line.
And they're not done yet. Rest is right back on top of Hanabi, but it's a solo at this point. He doesn't have a tower to go back to. I don't think he's going to be able to take him down just yet. However, CFO looking to muscle in on top side. Gory, he may get out alive, but I don't think his tower will be so lucky as Flying Oyster look to accelerate this game state. 3rd tower going to fall. That's the last, not the last of the outers. They'd already gotten the inner 2. And Baron's not even live yet, Nightstar. This is a CFO gold roll.
look at this item build coming in from Rest. He went for Black Cleaver straight into Sunfire Cape. He wants to be a frontline champion. He's not looking for the 1v1 duels against Hanabi. His 1 damage item is the Black Cleaver, which will help Shun pump out a little bit more damage, right? Also helps Gemini get that first kill. And I like the utility builds coming in from Rest. He's taking very interesting item pathings, but I think we can say with the results, it's paid off more often than not.
Yeah, Rest has definitely been the X factor in this series. I think it's safe to say for CFO's side, past 20 minutes, gold lead 5,000 and gaining a lot of that gold into mission. He secured plates for days, got a couple kills as well. And yes, Nightstar, he has a stopwatch. This is the safety mission we were hoping to see all series long. No longer the liability that he had been in previous series. Mission accomplished for sure. We thought it was mission impossible, but apparently not.
On the flip side, though, Gory does have his own stopwatch, so it will allow him to be a bit more of a playmaker, right? And with the Rocket Belt, a lot of playmaking available to him. The only issue is they don't have the playmaking, or they have to be more bold in how they take their fights, because you're not going to get a 90-10 situation. It is going to be incredibly difficult at the very least, unless FCFO make an egregious mistake.
Yeah, and I think that's something that PSG are going to have to hope for at this point. You have to play out of your comfort zone because it is all on the line, and you are very far behind. Scaling game 2, you don't necessarily win either because there's a Zeri on the other side. This Talia from Mission has been such a different approach. Yeah, he's still first strike. Yeah, he's still looking for aggressive plays, but you're right. He has learned and he has changed over this series. Finally, he's using his flash when he needs to. He's setting up plays. The Talia means he's not the big damage threat. That's going to be the Zeri. That's going to be the Fiego. And he's fine with that. He's setting up plays. This is a good look for Mission. And I guess, who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks, eh?
This is what we expect out of him with this Talia pick, too. He's shown it in a couple of games, and he's been insanely good on it. Now, when it comes to this next objective, yes, there's a lot more room to work with on the side of PSG with the Infernal Rift, but it's still one of those objectives that they have to contest, but they're 6k gold behind.
Oh, Kai Wing pops his stopwatch, buys himself a little bit of time as he flashes back to safety as Rest is on the front line. Here comes Bury with the second wind effort. Do they have enough to actually get the kill? But no, Rest is going to open up hostilities by taking down Kai Wing. Bury falls as well. Yes, Rest is gone, but that's well worth it. And Hanabi, he's going to be caught out in no man's land here, and it's clean up duty for CFO. The Dragon is live at the worst possible time for PSG. This will be the earliest soul we have seen today.
Holy moly, and you would say, hey, maybe the Talia starts falling off as the game goes on. No, that's not going to be the case, Pyre, because this is an Infernal Soul Talia. And not only that, it's not first item Archangels into the Saros, which is a very much lower damage build. It's just full on pure damage, raw force, and you can see that raw force coming in to play right there. Kai Wing throwing on the shield just in time for the Shadow Flame to kick in and do even more damage to him. I love Bury's play though, going in, trying to occupy as much space for his team to try and reset the fight. Unfortunately, it's just nothing left.
You want a sustained battle, you're not going to win it against a Renekton, especially not the way that Rest is building. He's level 15 too, and this one hits it faster because he's been at an accelerated pace this game. It means that all the time that Kai Wing bought on his stopwatch and Bury setting up a really nice play with the Cyclone, it's all for naught, Nightstar. Yeah, they get Rest. So what? The damage dealers are still a threat. 10 kills to 4 now. The gold lead continues to grow. The soul is on.
Oh,
this is CFO's series to lose. But look at Bury on the long flank. Can he pull the mission impossible?
I mean, there's so many control wards on his way up, so this is going to be, yeah, it will be mission impossible here. He will eventually be spotted out.
He's still sitting. Not if he doesn't leave the bush.
It's just like, I don't see this monkey Where's this monkey? And also rest, right? Look at all of them just playing so far
They
back.
don't need the Baron.
Like, where's the monkey?
They don't need to worry about it right now. They were looking for a flank, but it doesn't matter if they can burst down the tank front line. Hanabi's gone already.
Gone. Extra burst damage. That Infernal
Right,
Soul
Burry.
and Burry still fishing for the flank. Can he
better be
actually
worth
find it?
it.
Koala is exceptionally low. He's in spot.
Burry reveals. Gemini's the
Goes
only one
in.
caught, though. The
Still has one more
Heartbreaker resets
charge.
with the team. Shun
Rest
turns
is
it back
gonna go.
around. Here
Rest.
comes the Weavers. Well rested in the back of the sea. It's going to be unified. Falling down to mission before things even begin. Gory tried to be the hero. Couldn't even take down Koala. Shun with the chase onto Burry. It continues to be Flying Oyster all the way this game. Shun, he did not want to be denied that kill, but the big purple worm is on the hook next, and there's nothing PSG can do about it.
Too far away. In the gold, in the distance on the map.
It's at
You know what?
10,500 gold.
Yeah.
Soul to no dragons. 13 to kills. To 4 in kills right now. This is CFO. This is a stomp in their favor. It's not even a game 1 stomp. It's a bigger gold lead than they had this time around.
And we can finally see the approach they should be taking more often. This give mission, this Talia pick, he's shown it time and time again. Yet he went to the Victor. Definitely, in my opinion, the ego pick, right?
And the Azir, not to mention the way he played it.
Yeah, and the Zir as well. You can have a little bit of reasoning to the Zir though, right? Because you're denying Gory's best champion. But in this critical game, he's just playing the way it's supposed to be played. He goes damage Talia, and he gets an early Zhonya's. He did this early on in the series. Man, this
Might not be
could've been a
5
completely
games.
different series. Just
Yeah.
at least the hourglass, right?
Yeah. No, it's good. He's adapted, he's learned. I think also this game just went so well in favor of CFO early on, and now we're seeing the dividends paid off. Definitely looking to cash this one in, take it all the way to the bank. Stonks are rising. I think
How
I've
good
officially
is
run
this
out of
PSG
financial references as we see PSG trying to hold on to their base here at 27, 28 minutes. But with the Weaver's Wall cutting them off, the Baron and Power Minions are doing the work. They get the stun onto Hanabi. He tanks through it, but they're still able to find the damage. And Unified just gets smacked.
Oh my
As
God,
he is
there's
going to have to
so
go back
much.
and heal up.
So much poke damage. And look, they have double cannon. They can't reach it. But now
Teleport
Teleport coming in behind. This is Hanabi's
This is going to
big
be Gory
moment.
looking for the hero play. Can he do it? They're looking for the desperate fight. They find Koala. The burst is their mission. Getting the godlike kill. Will they be able to find it? No, they run out of steam. They run out of damage. They pull the trigger, but the gun backfires. That's going to be it. And CFO, CTBC, Flying Oyster are going to the upper bracket finals. They've set themselves up for a date with destiny. And a matchup against Megabait Beyond Gaming. Just shy of 29 minutes. CFO win it in 5 games. What a banger.
And they cap it in style. Start to end. Lane phase was not close. And at long last, we see perhaps CFO's final form as they head into Battle of the Banks to lock in a spot in Worlds Pyra. They are literally 3 wins away from going to Worlds.
Yeah, big smile on the face of Shun. You can tell in Pixpan's a rookie, very strong performer, even a little bit nervous in that one, but yeah, he's got a big smile on his face now, and I think the rest of the team can be very happy. In a Battle of the Banks for an upper bracket finish, I can't think of a better way to send at least one of those teams to Worlds. For PSG, it has to be disappointing to stumble at the finish line, but they will have a chance for revenge. They did it once before in spring. Perhaps they can do it again, but the road is long, and the opponent that stands in their way next, Nightstar, none other than JT.
PSG knocked into the lower bracket does mean that they have to win 3 matches in a row. It's not